So thanks again for all your support over the years. We couldn't be doing this work without the board support, without the superintendent support, without support of really of the whole Gilroy Unified School District. So once again, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Board members, any questions?
Could I just mention for the public's benefit, because this is kind of behind the scenes work, the charter school petition was presented to us, what, about 6 weeks ago, I think, 7 weeks ago. And Cabinet, the people sitting in the back of the room, and I reviewed the entire document, which you can see is a pretty large document. So we reviewed the entire document and came up with a list of questions, and we forwarded that to Kevin, and he worked with his team to answer those questions. The questions were answered to our satisfaction, which is why we are supporting the renewal of the petition. We believe, well, first of all, it's a great school that's getting great results. I just saw your new middle school model along with our APS team, and we are very impressed with what's happening at the 8th grade. And I'd love to see us doing more of that in our schools, which are much bigger and, you know, probably more challenging to do it. But it's very exciting what you're doing with the middle school model. But anyway, we are able to see, I am certainly in my 3 visits a year, everything they're talking about in the petition coming to life. And that's really great. They welcome our visits. We work together with the charter school just like we do with our own schools. When we do an APS visit, we debrief at the end. We give them feedback just like we do our other schools. So we are closely monitoring them as we're required to do. So some things are done annually. You know, we look, for instance, at HR records. We review their budget. We work with them on their facilities, applications, and we do have a very collaborative relationship. And from my viewpoint, the charter school provides another alternative for parents through the public school means to excel and achieve, and I think it's a benefit to our community. So I'm proud to support this charter school renewal. I think they're doing a great job. And I appreciate the partnership with Rod Kelly. And I think that partnership, mainly between James and Luis, really has benefited our traditional elementary school, if there's such a thing. I just wanted to make sure the public knew that there's been a pretty rigorous review process, because we're required by law to make sure the charter school petition meets all the ed code requirements, and we feel they've met those requirements.
Yes, Pat?
Well, I think you should add that we also saw the different questions from all the different departments that were asked of the charter schools. So I feel like we've been kept in the loop to that extent.
Good point. Thank you for making that. Yeah, we shared our questions with the board when we sent them to you, and we shared your responses with the board.
Right.
Anybody else? Mr. Rosso.
Thank you for your presentation, and I must say I've had the opportunity earlier this year to get over to visit on a visit, one of the APS visits, and you know, it's amazing to see what's going on in the classroom, and I think that to characterize Navigator means innovation, I think is very clear to see that. And I mean, all the strategies that are being deployed, I mean, we see many elements of it in our schools, but I mean, clearly you are the innovators and taking it to the nth degree that what you're able to do is amazing, and the student engagement is just clear, you know, and you can see the the consistency from classroom to classroom, and you can see the support. I mean, you've got tremendous support in the classrooms, and it's neat to see the students interacting. It's amazing. So I, for one, you know, a lot of times I remember when we first talked about going to see innovative programs in the schools, and I know Tom Bunrose was a big advocate for that, and I know we made a trip to a field trip to Southern California to, what was the name of the school? 6th Street Prep in Victorville, and, one of the top performing schools in the state. And that was one of the things that we said we would like to see what we could do to bring it to our schools. And I think it's amazing how far we've come. And I would like to, I know our schools are doing much to innovate too. We're very proud of many of the initiatives. The SEAL program, we take great pride in the initiatives and the success that we're having with our SEAL program. Of course, we got a big district, and it's hard, to turn, a big ship. It doesn't turn on a dime, but we're making a lot of initiatives and a lot of progress, and I'm very proud. I would like to see us have more partnerships, quite frankly. I mean, I know there was some discussion about a greater partnership between the GPS and the public schools so that we can take advantage of some of the, innovative successes that you clearly have made. And I mean, we see that in our classrooms, and we'd like to see more of it. And and so I'd like to see more in the way of partnerships. And I know you had mentioned that there are some foundations in the Silicon Valley that are very interested also in pursuing that goal, and I would like to see us pursue that. And so thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Anybody else? I have a couple of questions. First of all, I would like to second everything that everybody has said, and closing the achievement gap is near and dear to my heart. It's what I have worked for all of my career in education. With that, one of the, and I just have questions out of curiosity, so relax. One of the things you mentioned a couple of times in your report was a need to get back to your targeted demographics. And I see that your free and reduced lunch has dropped by 27% from the initial 68% to now 49.4%. And I see the list of kinds of things that you're doing, and I'm just wondering, do you have a handle on why that's happening? And if you don't tonight, that's fine. I didn't give it to you ahead of time.
I'm going to have our Director of Community Outreach, Kirsten Carr, speak to that.
We have actually gone and doubled our efforts to reach that target population and have seen the numbers incrementally go back up just because we have been able to double the amount of intent to enroll forms from the target population. But again, as it is the lottery, it does kind of make it a little bit of a chance activity, which is why in our renewal, as you will see, one of the things we did add was a preference for students who qualify for free and reduced lunch to make sure that that is something that, in addition to our outreach efforts, that the GPS office staff has completely stepped up to the Head Starts, the First Fives, to St. Joseph's, to a lot of the community organizations, to actually a lot of the housing developments that have been going in, the apartments, that will actually help us to reach our target demographic.
And along with that, I was looking at your job descriptions, and for your APs and teachers, your assistant principal, and teachers and your resource specialist, bilingual Spanish is considered a plus. But for your principal, your small group instructors, your paras, and your non-instructional, who probably are those people that parents see first, no mention of being bilingual. So I don't know if that's an issue, but it kind of stood out to me.
And that's actually a good point.
And it's something that we look at all the time, and it's very difficult. I get that. Sure.
Our office staff is fully bilingual, so that's really the front face to the community, and
exactly. That's what I'm
our
talking
office
about.
Manager and our office assistants are fully bilingual.
Yeah, and it'd be great if you'd put that in the job description too.
Thank you for looking so closely. We will do that.
Well, I'm an old HR girl, so. And actually, that's kind of the only questions I had.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
So it's on tonight just for first reading questions. If you have questions, additional questions, please send those to me by like Wednesday or Thursday of next week, because we'd have to respond before we post next Friday, because it'll be on March 22nd for action.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Good showing.